Pakistan, meanwhile, Waziristan in Pakistan is a no-go area for most journalists. It has been for decades now. The army controls entry and exit points. But in the age of the internet, the flow of news is hard to control. So the story came out. What happened here in Waziristan over the past few days is now for the world to see. The army, the Pakistan army, shot and killed 13 civilians. They imposed a curfew. Internet and cellular networks have been shut down. The army arrested 2 parliamentarians. One of them is Ali Wazir, a Pashtun leader who himself has lost 16 of his close family members to army-backed terrorism. The army has arrested him and another colleague of his on charges of terrorism. Here's a look at how the Pashtun movement is growing, and the army's brutal crackdown is only adding fuel to the fire in Pakistan.
In Pakistan's restive North Waziristan, the army's clampdown on peaceful protests is not unknown. Just last week, at least 3 people were killed and 15 injured after gunfire erupted near a Pashtun Tahaffuz movement or PTM protest rally. The protests were against forced disappearances in the region. In this rally were 2 parliamentarians from the province, Mohsin Dawar and Ali Wazir, both of whom later surrendered. This is just the latest flashpoint between Pakistan's army and the Pashtun tribals. The protesters alleged they were fired upon by soldiers. The military, however, accused Mohsin Dawar of being involved in an assault on a security post. Dawar, who went into hiding after the clash, surrendered to authorities after talks between the government and the Traditional Council of Pashtun elders. Videos circulated on social media showed unarmed protesters arguing with soldiers and breaching a barbed wire barricade before gunfire sent activists running for cover. Since the clash, human rights groups have called for an inquiry into the incident. Amnesty International in a press release said, and I quote, "The Pakistan government must immediately order an independent and effective investigation into the killing of activists on Sunday in North Waziristan. If the reports are correct that the army killed protesters by unlawfully using live ammunition, this would be a very serious violation of international law," unquote. While New York-based, the Human Rights Watch called for a prompt, transparent and impartial investigation into the violence. Also doubting the Pakistan Army's version was Pakistan People's Party chairman Bilawal Bhutto Zardari. He questioned the ISPR version of the incident, saying it was beyond understanding why an elected lawmaker would lead an attack. Both parliamentarians are prominent leaders in the PTM and have been fierce critics of the military over alleged human rights abuses. The violence is the most serious incident in a long-running confrontation between the army and the PTM, which has vowed to remain non-violent. Pashtuns live in northwest Pakistan and southeast Afghanistan, divided by a colonial-era border that Afghanistan has never recognized. Waziristan has long seen media restrictions and a clampdown. The Pashtun leaders here have fought hard. The army's portrayal of them as an extension of the Pakistani Taliban and being wedded to terror. And Imran Khan, who over the years had promised to safeguard tribal rights, has done little after taking over as Prime Minister. For the Pakistan army trying to scorch the Baloch independence movement in the south, the growing protests in the northern province are only bad news. And instead of addressing the long-standing problems and marginalization, it's responding with a brutal crackdown. Bureau Report, WION, World is One.